Do you genuinely love Chloe? To give it another shot?
Honestly, I mean, look, we have like a great sexual chemistry. We just enjoy.
First things first, the question was, do you genuinely love Chloe? His answer is we have a sexual connection. So that means no, he doesn't love Chloe, and no, he never had loved Chloe. But let's also listen to the rest of what he's got to say.
This company a lot, and it's just, if some way, somehow we can get through this, then yeah, I would do a lot better job to take care of Chloe.
Would you go back with him? What the hell is going on right now?
It was always good. I don't know, I felt like that. I don't know how you felt. Come back, Chloe. Come back to me.
You know, power of words. Power of words. This is something that people take for granted, something that people don't really understand and don't do enough of. You know, when people want to be with somebody, instead of listening to what that person is saying, people will create a universe or create a perception that isn't actually based on what that person is saying. They create it based on what they want and what they desire. And I say this because the good thing in this situation is that I don't believe Chloe desired being back with Johnny again. Because if she had been, should have clinged on to the fact that he said, yeah, we had a good sexual chemistry, and also I'll look after her better this time. What does that mean though? Because the matter of the fact is, I never heard him once say anything along the lines of, yes, I still do love her. Nor did I ever hear him say that the fact that he misses the things that she did for him, whether it be an example, for whether it be something like, I miss the fact that when I was around her, I felt like I was at peace. I felt like I was in a safe haven. I miss the fact that when we spent time together, we was able to have conversations that were easy flowing. I like the fact that we had these experiences that made me feel X, Y, Z. He never spoke about feelings. He never spoke about the impact that she made, nor did he speak about the impact that he made on her. All he said was the sexual chemistry and I would treat her better. What, treat her better in the bedroom? Is that about it? Treat her better in terms of how you spoke to her? Is that about it? Like, that's not enough in any shape or form. This guy has always been, he's always been a piece of shit. And he continues to be it. He's one of those people that if he's speaking, he's lying. That's it. Simple as that. I say it one more time. If he's speaking, he's lying. Nothing else but that. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna let you know now. If you're one of these people that really wants to be with somebody and you ask them that question about love and they can't even actually explain to you properly the ins and outs of what they do for you and what you've done for them and why they really miss you, trust when I tell you, listen to what they say and do not proceed based on what you actually want. Because there's some people in this world, they cling on to certain things. They cling on to that one little word. The crazy part about it is, in this situation, a vulnerable person would have clinged on to the fact that he said, I would know how to treat them better. They'll be like, oh, so he's going to treat you better now, is he? Oh, she's going to treat you better now. Maybe I should give he or she a chance again. No, pay attention to the first bit. The first bit is the key bit. He said, well, our sexual chemistry was good. That's what he said. He never said, yes, I loved her. He never said, yes, I do still love her. And also, let's not forget, folks, love is a freaking choice. It's not a feeling, okay? When we care for someone and we feel strongly for someone, we then choose that we want to love this person, look after this person. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind, folks, all right? That's why sometimes a woman can be pregnant, give birth, but still not give a damn about that child. But some women can get pregnant, give birth, and love that child. Same for fathers. That's when you start to figure out that love is a choice. But either way, though, let's continue with this madness and this stupidity from this guy because it's about to get worse.
Is there anyone special in your life now?
Anyone special in my life?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am expecting a child.
What did I say to you, folks? When Johnny is talking, he's lying. When his mouth moves, it opens up, it makes any type of vibration, any kind of sound, his tongue is moving. The only thing that's coming out of his mouth is lies. Simple as that. And also, not only is it lies, it's also lies based on gaslighting, manipulation. There's nothing genuine about this guy in any shape or form that we have experienced throughout this whole season. Can somebody please tell me one thing? Please tell me one thing. So, he's got a whole other woman in his life, which we did know, to be fair. He has to put it on social media. And she's also pregnant. And he just sat there saying to Chloe, come back. Exactly, come back for one more ride. That's about it. Scumbag.
Oh. Wait, is this your first time that you're going to be a father? Or
I'm sorry. Is he in the room with me today?
Oh yeah, that question right there. Is this the first time you're going to be a father? I love that question, but you know what? You see the way nobody answered that question. I wanted him to answer that question because the rumors are he has 6 kids and this is baby number 7. But he has always denied having 6 kids, and he's saying that this is his first child. But in this segment here, he was asked a question, he didn't even answer it, and the host didn't even press him on it, which was even more frustrating. So I did find that quite suspect.
Are you in a relationship with the baby's mother?
Yes.
Talking about rekindling the relationship between you and Chloe.
No, I mean, not rekindle, but I mean, me and Chloe could always be good friends.
You see what I mean? Bro, you literally said, Chloe, come back to me.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like there was sexual tension and you were definitely open to more. In your future with this woman? So do you see marriage in your future with this woman?
Most likely.
This mofo says he most likely sees marriage in the future of this woman, but yet he was just telling Chloe to come back to him. A woman that clearly had obviously moved on from him, wanted nothing to do with him moving forward, and then he was trying to reopen up those wounds by saying, come back to me. Trying to reopen up those wounds by saying that I would treat her better this time. Wow. Yeah. This guy really is full of it. He really thinks he's him. He needs to recognize he's nobody.
Chloe can handle it. She's got tough skin. She's fine.
She don't look like she's fine.
And all I can say is I'm very, very sorry, Chloe. I feel terrible. I really, really feel bad. Like,
Scumbag behavior. Oh, Chloe can handle it. She's tough. Does he not understand that maybe she just needed to have tough skin to be able to actually be with you? Does he not understand that the way he treated her put her in a position to always have to have tough skin rather than her to have soft skin? Because look at it this way. If you're in a relationship with somebody, especially if you're, let's not forget that whether you're a man or a woman, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you need to have tough skin to be with that person, it tells you a lot about what position that person is putting you in. Because nobody should be in a position in a relationship where they need tough skin. Everybody in a relationship always feel like they should always feel soft, should always feel light, should always feel peace, should always feel like harmony, should always feel like this person brings joy and nothing but just relaxation to my life, meditation, the whole shebang. But if you're with somebody that makes you feel like you're always tense, okay? Everything's always just crooked. Everything is just always masculine to the point that nothing's ever soft and nothing can ever really have that feminine touch, then that's crazy business. A relationship is supposed to allow both parties, both genders, to be able to tap into that inner feminine side. But at the same time, the man also has to know when to step into that masculine side when it's necessary to protect this woman. But then also on top of that, the woman should also know how to tap into her masculine side for other purposes, maybe when it comes to having kids, you know what I mean? Obviously, when she's been protective over her kids or whatnot, or maybe even been protective over a man when she sees that somebody else, another female, is trying to do some madness, you see what I'm saying? So end of the day, if you cannot tap into both your feminine and your masculine side when you're in a relationship with somebody, then trust when I tell you, if you are always on your masculine side, whether you are a man or a woman, all the time, there's something about your relationship that just doesn't make sense. But I will tell you this now, though. This is the other little nigga I put in here. But if you're a man who's always having to be in his feminine side in his whole entire relationship with his woman, you're not a freaking man. Bear that in mind. All right. So, and to be fair, I would imagine it'd be the same thing for same gender relationships. To be fair, even if it's two men together, if one of you is always in your masculine, the other one's always in his feminine, that tells you a lot about your relationship. And the same thing, it was a same sex relationship with two women. Do you see what I'm saying? Or whatever else is going in this world. But hey, with that being said, though, let's get cracking into the next one, because boy, yeah, them two were a lot.
Why having a husband if he doesn't act like one? Why? Of course I'm going to be like I want to divorce if you are this way. What do you expect?
You know what's funny about that? When Minion said that, Manion, whatever, she said that, she thought that she was cooking. She thought that she was standing on business. What do you expect? Of course I'm going to ask for a divorce. No. It tells me, it tells every single one of us, and she tells yourself in particular, that if you have to always threaten the idea of divorcing your relationship, it exposes the fact that your relationship isn't even strong in the first place. It exposes the fact that your relationship has so many cracks in it that you have to resort to manipulation. You have to resort to blackmail. You have to resort to energy that isn't needed. I'm telling you now, folks, if you are in a relationship right now at this moment in time and you're with somebody that threatened you or has ever threatened you in the past about, listen, if you don't do this, well, then we're going to break up. If you don't do this, well, then we're going to get a divorce. Leave that person today. leave that person today. And I tell you this now, if somebody says to you, listen, I will leave you if you don't do da 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 da, even if they flip it and say to you, oh no, I was saying it just to motivate you so you can understand to motivate you for whatever purposes, I promise you now, folks, anybody that wants to be in your life, that generally wants to support you in anything that you want to do in your relationship in any type of form, would never say those things. They will stand by you no matter what, but at the same time, they will know how to give you a healthy dosage of tough love. If somebody can't give you that and their result is, okay, well, I'm just going to threaten you by abandoning you, just understand that person has the power to abandon you at some point, but also understand that person is running their relationship with you based on control, which is not a healthy thing in any shape or form. So really and truly, she thought that she was really trying to be a tough person here. She thought she was saying something that was very effective. No, you wasn't. You're just being nothing but manipulative. Nothing about what you said that was healthy, but let's continue.
Using my emotion like a voice, that I did what you wanted me to do. I let you have a voice. What's wrong with that?
In the way you're saying it, like I let you speak.
I love the fact that he picked up on that. I love the fact that he called her out on that. You know, you're letting me know that I need to know when to speak. Are you crazy? But this is the point I was talking about. Talking about that feminine masculine energy. In their relationship, she's the one that dominates that masculine side 99% of the time. This guy has he barely even has that backbone of a masculine side. This was probably one of the very, 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 very small times this season he's actually tapped into his masculine side and said, hold on a minute. You're telling me that I need permission to speak. Do you not hear what you're saying? But this is why their relationship is not healthy. This is why their relationship really and truly should even still be here. This is why they should never go as far as having kids or even getting married, because their relationship runs on the female being more masculine than the man. That is not a healthy relationship. A man should always be way much more masculine in the relationship than his woman. Why? Because the man has to make sure the woman feels protected in many shapes or form, because we are the stronger agenda, shall we say, you know what I mean, based on genetics. You can't contest that, right? But either way though, he's in a relationship with somebody that demands this control, that demands to be in the masculine, that demands to be the one in charge. Why? Because she's nothing but an insecure person. I will tell you this now, usually from my experience, women that have to be in their masculine, controlling, manipulative position all the time is because they're insecure that if they don't have control over you, then you're going to leave. So therefore they do anything possible to put you in that little box. But then the same thing can happen on the flip side, where men will degrade and they will kill the confidence of a woman, so therefore she's afraid to leave too, amongst other examples that I could think of, right? But I'm pretty sure you get the gist here. So the grand scheme of it is it's good to see Anthony have a bit of a backbone, but unfortunately that backbone didn't last that long.
Tonight in New York, in the town, like, I don't know. Because now he thinks he has friends, and not a single time he comes and stays with me.
You know, at first when she said this thing about he thinks he's got friends, but not a single time he comes and stays with me or talks to me, I was like, what does she mean by this? And then it hit me. What she's basically saying is that this is basically another Angela Michael situation. The last time we saw Angela Michael on this show, Happily Ever After, Tell All or No Limits, Angela did not want Michael talking to any of the other cast members at all. Why? Because she did not want him to start feeling brave. She didn't want him to start building a team around him, so therefore he could overpower her. This is exactly the same play here. She doesn't like the fact that he's talking to other cast members because she does not want them to get into his head, so therefore his backbone would continuously start getting stronger. She needs him alone. She needs him alone, so therefore he can be vulnerable, and therefore she can put her foot down. Because the reality is this, Anthony has only really ever stood up to this woman in a nutshell throughout this whole tell-all because people around him. When people aren't around him, he says a couple of things, but he ain't really saying much. Because Minion is always the one that wins the battle in the end. So anyway, let's see how she handles him being around people too much.
My heart is breaking. I want a bath. I want to be in the bed, naked with you, and just feeling you, and just breathing. Yes. Because I really miss you. Asking about having sex, you know me, my libido is down to 0 anyway. It's just being us. Okay, we can talk.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So if you want to get out of here, then I will go with you.
Up, and I'll prove to you that I can change. Thank you.
As much as I wanted to stay, I feel like if I had stayed and Manon had left, then it kind of was nail in the coffin.
So basically, what did she do there? She saw this man, obviously, first and foremost, saw him talking to other cast members, so that means he was making friends. And she also knew that all the other women and men on the cast today were pretty much against her. So therefore, she knew they were always going to be Team Anthony. She didn't want that because therefore he was getting a voice. When they were on stage, he was talking a lot, to be honest with you. And a lot of the things he was saying, he was projecting them. Okay, in other people's relationships, saying, well, this person should be allowed to speak. This person should be allowed to do this. He was saying all the things that he should be doing in his relationship. And she was watching him every single step at the time. She was like, okay, so you think, okay, I see what's going on here. So what did she do? She was like, in that case, me and you need to go now. Now. We're not waiting around for the after party. We're not waiting around for everybody's little gathering. We need to go now. She tried to disappear in the first episode, until part 1. But I guess at that time, he wasn't fully willing to leave with her. So she came back in, readjusted, put on her little manipulation, started talking about, I want to be in home bed with you, laying down and blah, 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 blah. And then finally pulled him away from the pack. And now she's going back where she wants him, alone and vulnerable. This man right here, he's an excuse of a man. He's not really a man. He's a boy. He needs to really grow a backbone. To be honest with you, I'm more annoyed the fact that he allows this to happen. That's what I'm more annoyed about. Bro, what are you doing with yourself? But hey, it is what it is, man. Some people are just born weak in this world, or some people are just easily manipulated. But now we continue with the next one because goddamn, this was nothing but a kerfuffle, shall I say? Yeah.
Is divorce in the cards?
It depends on him. He sees his parents as gods, they're up here. He needs to step up and he's got to choose. Either we move or he loses me.
Really and truly, it came to Summer and Jenny, I really didn't have that much to say on it because it's the same thing every single season, time and time again. Oh yes, the family doesn't accept my wife. Okay, now we're gonna have to get married. I was married secretly. Okay, my wife doesn't want to live with my family. My mom doesn't like her. Okay, so therefore we'll live by ourselves. Actually, no, hold on a minute. Now my family will let us live with them, so we'll live with them. But now my wife doesn't want to live with my family, and then we'll start a business. But hold on a minute, we can't continue the business because Jenny doesn't want to work. But I can't get a job because Jenny doesn't want me to work. Now I can't go out with my friends anymore because I'm not allowed to. Because when I go out with my friends, I drink too much. Apparently, so much to the point that I'm on the floor. She doesn't like this friend, but this friend is this. Oh my God, blah 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 blah. And then the parents come in and they say, Jenny must respect and understand that this is how we live. Some is like, yes, I'm on my mom and dad's side. Yes, this is how they are. Blah 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 blah. And then Jenny's like, I don't want to work all the time and I don't want to be with my parents all the time. It's just so boring. But anyway, instead of putting all that into the edit, folks, so far I just repeat it for you guys, as you already know anyway. And then obviously this is how they end the segment with the idea of a divorce. Let's be real. Is a divorce really going to happen between Jenny and Summit? Is it really going to happen? So I'm going to leave that there because I'm not going to waste your time by even going any further because what's the point? Boring as hell. But let's move on to the next one. But you let me know. Do you think the divorce is legit? Or do you think they're just saying it just for the sake of saying it? Honestly, I hope they never bring them back again. I mean, if it's 90 Day Diaries, I can live with that. But for one of the main TV shows, come on, man, just stop, allow it. No, please. Anyway, rant over.
First of all, is Brian still your friend?
I love Brian, and
Really? Because why? Okay, so we broke up. You love Brian, we broke up. Finish.
Luke.
So here's the thing, just to give you a little bit of context of the people that may have not watched the tell-all. Here's the thing. Madlin is now in her feelings, given the fact that we know, if you've seen the show this season at least, that Luke obviously has that friend Brian. Brian is the same friend that decided to do the stripper type situation. Madlin hates the guy, doesn't like him in any type of form. But Luke now, on the other hand, he's not meant to be friends with Brian anymore, right? But Madlin isn't happy with the fact that Luke's still friends with Brian. So therefore, the fact that he sits there and says that I love Brian is not good news. Because Madlin's like, oh, but you told me that you was going to kick this guy to the curb. And now you're telling me that he's your friend and you love him? In that case, me and you, we're over. Because for her, it's an ultimatum. It's either me or your friend. And this is how we are where we are. Wow. What a healthy situation, right? I'm going to say this now, folks. Sometimes in some situations, you have somebody who's been your friend for a very long time. And in life, you will meet someone that will end up being your partner. And your partner may say to you one day, you know what, I feel like that friend of yours isn't good for you for said reasons. Sometimes that person has come into your life who's now your partner who tells you these things. Generally speaking, they are telling you very good information. They're actually being 1000% honest that sometimes they can recognize when somebody's not good for you. And it's important to listen. But then sometimes people just want people out of the way because they see them as a problem. It's just a matter of learning and to identify which is the truth, who to go with, who to believe, who to side with. You see what I'm saying? In this situation here, when it comes to Madlin, Luca, and Brian, to be honest with you, I just think Luca is he just doesn't know how to pick a woman. Regarding his friend, I couldn't say too much about that, but I will say this: Madlin is not worth anything.
It sounds like Madlin just broke up with you, but you're not responding to that. Is that something you're not concerned about? Or
there's a lot going on here, so I don't know where to start.
So
maybe tomorrow you feel a different way. When something doesn't go your way, it's your way or the highway, and it's whatever you want. So you're going to manipulate or just say whatever you want to try and get the situation that you...
You know, Luke always has so much to say regarding Madlin and obviously how she behaves and how she can be manipulative, how she can be this, that, and the other. But yet he's the one that keeps running back to her. He's the one that keeps making this relationship move forward. Because it's her that's always walking away from him. The amount of times she broke up with him, but he keeps running back to her. But yet he knows and he's aware of all of these red flags. Why is she still in your life if you know that she comes with all these red flags? What's wrong with you? Like, do you see what I'm saying? And also, just to go back to the point that I was making before, if you do have a partner who then gives you an ultimatum between you and your friend, leave your partner. Because no partner should ever give you an ultimatum between anybody. If you have a friend who gives an ultimatum between you and your partner, leave the friend too, because nobody should be putting you in a position of an ultimatum. But if you've got a friend or a partner who says, listen, I'm just letting you know that these are some of the things that I've noticed about said person, and I'm just letting you know because I want you to be aware about it and I care about you, but do what you will with this information, that is completely fine. Because at least they're giving you the information, and it's up to you how you want to process and how you want to handle it. It's as simple as that. But people that give ultimatums, trust me when I tell you, don't waste time with those people. But anyway, let's continue with these two kerfuffles.
So I just want to be clear. Luke, are you and Madlin still together?
Yes.
Still together.
No, I am seriously.
I do have a K1 in process. Maybe I cancel it, maybe I don't. Maybe some time apart would be beneficial for us both.
So, Mandy makes it clear that obviously their relation's over, but yet he will still sit there and say, yeah, no, we're still together. Up until she's asked again, she said, no, we're not together. So now he's like, oh, maybe we're not together. Bro, she said it the first time that you wasn't together. Why does she have to repeat it? But again, this is what they do, back and forth, back and forth. 1 minute they're together, 1 minute they're not. It's so boring, it's so tired, it's so immature. This man is 30 plus, this girl is only like 20. I kind of low-key expect her attitude to be the way it is to a certain degree. And plus, she doesn't seem very educated personally, just the way she goes about things. But for a man, I should really expect more from him because of his age. But boy, in this world these days, it doesn't matter how old people are. Maturity has nothing to do with the age of maturity has nothing to do with how old we are. To be honest with you, people usually mature or generally mature from life experiences. They learn from them, and then they become a better person or a stronger person from it. But a lot of people, to be honest with you, just don't do that, unfortunately. And Luke is one of those people. But either way, though, the matter of the fact is, there's a K1 visa happening right now between him and Madlin. Why? Because he's back in America for... Is it business purposes? I forgot the reason why he's back in America. It really wasn't that interesting, but because of this, Madlin's now going to be looking to move to America too for the foreseeable. It is, yes, financial reasons. He's unable to make enough money living in Colombia because of opportunities. So he's going back to America. Madlin is now going to move to America, but then the long-term plan is for them to move back to Colombia at some point. But obviously, right now their relationship isn't anything. So I guess that plan isn't coming to fruition. But we have to wait and find out. Yeah. Anyway. This whole K1 visa thing and him regarding him saying that I may cancel it is a bunch of BS. We know he's not going to cancel that. He's going to hope that she comes to America, but he's going to hope that he's going to finally be in a position where he may have control over her because she's now in a different land, which isn't going to happen. And to be honest with you, the most disappointing thing regarding the K1 visa with Luke and Madlin, it tells me one simple thing. It tells me that these two are likely to be back on the show again. I'm just leave that as that. Don't care.
in Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us.
Being in a small town with his mom being like minutes away was not going to work for us.
In the States in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got 3 months there. So while I'm there, Patio and I are going to be working on the K1 visa.
I mean, to be fair, do I see these two come back for another season? Maybe. Do I care? No. Keep it a buck. But so yeah, it looks like Patty got what she wanted. You know, last time we saw them on the show, you know, she spoke about how she wanted to go back to Vegas. I guess now she's in Texas instead, and she wanted to do that to obviously pay off her debt, which was a bunch of BS. She did it because she wanted him to propose to her. But the funny thing about it is that she put him in that position so he'd propose. He finally proposes, but then she's still moving back to Texas regardless. That's interesting. And now he's going to follow her. This woman really does get what she wants. She knows how to really control the narrative. But let's continue.
States.
But you needed to. Tasmania's too small for you, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
You've outgrown that town.
Well, okay.
And the way she was talking for him was crazy business. He was asked questions and she was like, and he's also moving because this and that. He didn't say that. He just said he's moving. That's it. Leave it as that. But she's now really trying to say, this is why, right? Yeah. This woman is nothing but a manipulative person. No wonder why she is, you know what, I'm going to leave that alone.
Jealous of the relationship with them. I'm just pissed that she calls constantly.
Oh, God. I'm not being horrible, but she really does need to do some work on herself.
Facts. So much work on herself. So much mental work on herself. Okay? The only reason why she wants Dylan to leave Australia is simply because she wants him as far away as possible from his own mother. So sad. Why does he want to be with... this is the thing that I don't understand about Dylan. If he really loves his mum this much, why is he moving for a woman that doesn't like his mum? That's the thing I don't understand. What does Patty bring to his life that is worth tarnishing his relationship with his own mother? Not that he's tarnishing it, but that's worth being with somebody that doesn't like your mother. It's weird.
Mother and son's relationship.
That's up, really.
Jen, when you say inappropriate conversations, what are you talking about?
Not have with your son, like delving into like your medical things, like appointments with doctors, like just things that you just
Womanly appointments
with doctors.
You know.
Listen, I'm gonna this is some BS. So you're telling me that he's not allowed to so you're telling me that he's not allowed to talk to his mum because of the conversations he has with his mum. I'm sorry, but there are many people in this life that have whatever relationship they have with their parents, okay? And some people have them bad, some people have them good. Now, end of the day, he has obviously got a good relationship with his mum, so he says. So if his mum wants to talk to him about her current health and how her body's moving right now, then so be it. So what? To be honest with you, this is actually quite good, because that means that if she's ever going to go through any of the things that his mum is going through, at least he's going to know how to be there for her. He's going to know how to support her. Because I promise you now, these things that they're talking about, I haven't got a clue about. They're going over my head. You know what I mean? But if I'm with a woman now, okay, at whatever age his mum's at, and she's now going through certain things, she needs to go for this appointment and that appointment, blah, 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 at least I'll be like, babe, don't worry. I know what you're going through, okay? And I know that I've already got ideas of how maybe I can support you, I can help you, blah, 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 because of experiences with my own mother or whatever. Like, yo, shut up, man.
Appropriate. If I had a son, I would not tell my son I'm going to see a doctor.
We're pretty easygoing. Wait, just wait. Like, just think about this. You're really disrespecting my mum here. You're trying to humiliate her. Please, just sit back, relax, take a breath.
You let her finish what she was going to say.
Hey, well, my mum's here, and she doesn't want to be humiliated.
You know, honestly, I like the fact that he stood up for his mum there.
Yeah, she's also,
And you rather have me humiliated?
You're making her seem like she's crazy and pretending that it's just all lies.
Listen, listen, he did the right thing there. Patty was doing way too much. She was really trying to drag his mum on national television. Simple as that. International television. Simple as that. He had every right to sit there and say, listen, you need to slow your roll. But I cannot have you slandering my mum in front of everybody. This is just not the way. I respect him for that. Highly respect him for that. You know, it's a damn... Listen, at the end of the day, if him and his mum wants to have a relationship that is close as it is, so be it. Fair enough. If their phone calls sometimes are out at the wrong time, you know what? Fair enough. He needs to learn to know when to have a conversation and when not to have a conversation, because I will say this, I'm not going to be a hypocrite in any shape or form, folks. Could I be with somebody that is constantly always on the phone? No. You know what I mean? But remember, listen to what I'm saying to you. Somebody that's always constantly on the phone. So it's not about who they're on the phone to. It's the fact that they prioritize being on their phone more than they prioritize being in a relationship with myself. Do you see what I'm saying? Which is a problem. Could I be with somebody that's going to take a phone call at a time when we are going through something, like whether like, I don't know, we could be having fun, or we could be going for an argument or whatever, like, but it's during at the moment it's our time. Listen, nah, take a phone call later. It's not, do you know what I mean? Unless that person's dying, talk to them later. This is what I'm saying. So there's definitely a way where he can manage when to have conversations with his mother. But to put him in a position where you're saying that he can't speak to his mum at all, or you're telling him what him and his mum can and cannot talk about, it's crazy business. Don't get me wrong. If he's having conversations where he's obviously, talking about you negatively, saying, oh my gosh, she did this, blah, 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 that I understand. Different conversation. But this isn't one of those things. Okay. But at the same time, though, maybe I'm misunderstood, because maybe this conversation they has with mum, maybe they really are that disgusting. I don't know. But to be honest with you, if they have that healthy relationship to be able to be that vocal, then it is what it is. And to be honest with you, maybe his mom needs somebody to be able to speak to things, to talk to. Maybe his mom needs someone who she can talk to about certain things because she has nobody else. Maybe her son is, one of her only sources of communication right now in this world that keeps her sane. Do you see what I'm saying? There's so many variables to it, but either way, Pat's selfish as hell. She's nothing but a manipulative, controlling person. It's just that simple. This woman is dragging this man from Australia all the way to America just so he can be away from his mother. That's just a sad movement. Dylan is actually pathetic for this. If he really does love his mum the way he says he is, he would drop Patio real quick. Absolutely get rid of her real quick. She doesn't come with nothing positive. The woman is always in debt. The woman, always complaining about his relationship with his mother. The woman is always, blaming him for all of her life problems. I've never seen her do anything in any remotely shape that says that she's even a good match for Dylan. Nor have I seen him do anything to say that he's a good match for her. To be honest with you, I don't even believe that Pato will ever be a good match for anybody. But anyway, that's just me. Let me know your thoughts. But I tell you now, I am so happy that this season is over and the tell-all was so freaking boring. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.